My amp unit, this is a dual video day. I literally just put up the first episode in a series I am calling Remembering the Night. And episode 1 was just put out a few hours ago. If you have not checked it out, check it out. At the end of this video, I'll put it in one of these corners. Just smash the box that it's in, and it'll take you right to that video, roughly 20 minutes-ish, so it won't take a lot of time. And we remember the night that Bayley almost was catapulted towards superstardom on the main roster, but instead, 10 minutes later, it turned to tragedy. We go over June 25th, 2018, in the career of Bayley, and how it affected Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, and the trickle-down effect. But that was a few hours ago. Again, if you have not checked it out, check it out. This video, again, it's a dual video day on this Saturday, so a few hours later, I'm dishing out this one, and that's because this is a hot topic that I've wanted to ask my amplified unit for a long time now. We just haven't gotten around to it. There's always a big story breaking, or the podcast is already full with over an hour of content. But I feel this is the right time to do such, because Vickie Guerrero was just in an interview with this guy, Chris Van Fillet, or something. No, I don't think he's a fillet of fish. Fillet? Maybe it's with a V. Either way, this guy is all over my timelines on YouTube. This guy is always in the suggested videos. I don't know how. Never before have I clicked on this guy. All of a sudden, he's showing up. Maybe I accidentally did. I have no idea, but you click on it once. This guy, in every one of his interviews, is all over my YouTube now. Unreal. Seems like a cool dude, I think. You know, it looks like I can have a beer with him, or I might want to smack the shit out of him. Who knows? You know, he looks kind of like a good guy, and on the other hand, maybe a little bit of a douchebag. I'm not sure. But this guy is all over my suggested videos on YouTube, and he's always got a new interview, so good for him, man. Business is booming if you're Chris Van Fillet, or Fillet. Who the fuck cares, eh? But his latest, I'm going in left field with a hockey stick here, but his latest interview was with Vickie Guerrero, and what got me was the title. The title was just Vickie Guerrero feels Chris Benoit should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. So I'm like, all right, you got me on the clickbait. I'm all in on this. So I fucking tuned in for that one. I probably shouldn't have, because now I'm going to get Chris Van Fillet's videos for the next fucking year. But I clicked, and sure enough, I mean, it wasn't like a resounding proclamation by Vickie Guerrero. Like, Eddie Guerrero. Of course, Eddie Guerrero belongs there. It's not like a proclamation like, Chris Benoit should be and has to be one day, and we need to come together and make sure it happens. It wasn't one of those things. She was just asked, and from a very personal standpoint, she was honest. You know, Chris Benoit was close with Eddie, and I was close with Nancy, his wife, and we were all close, and I knew Chris on a personal level, and he was really a good guy, like a great guy, before obviously tragedy struck. And yeah, based on wrestling, he should be in the Hall of Fame. So she said it in a very vulnerable, very low-key manner. She didn't mean to cause a stir, obviously, and she was speaking from a much more personal avenue. So I feel bad for her, because I'm sure she didn't think that would be the focal point of this interview. But Chris Van Fillet, or whatever the fuck, he's got to make a couple of bucks. So he's going to put a little bit of clickbait in there. He's going to put a title that's going to captivate you. And people like even myself are going to have to tune in. So I feel bad for Vickie, but that's the name of the game. You know what I mean? Everybody is out to get the big headline and try to draw you in on their content. Even though this guy seems like a good dude, he's still in business. And so Vickie probably didn't think that was going to be a focal point, but guess what? She's probably seeing that thing pick up headlines now, because it's all over the dirt sheets. Reputable sources are now talking about it. The Amplified man even has to talk about it now, because it does coincide with what I want to ask my unit in a minute. But I do want to let you guys know, first of all, check it out yourself if you wish to. But take my word for it, she didn't mean to proclaim like that's the be-all, end-all, and Benoit has to be and deserves to be and should be, and there's no other way to look at it. She was just saying it in a very low-key, vulnerable, matter-of-fact tone. And again, she has a much more personal stake in the story because her and Eddie were close friends with Chris and Nancy. And so, you know, it was an innocent way to approach that question, guys. But she did say that she does feel Chris Benoit should be in there. And I did actually watch I can't say the whole thing, but most of it. And at the end of the interview, this Filet guy, he kind of has his own kind of thoughts on how the interview went afterwards. And he kind of comes right out. There's no kind of. He comes out and he says that, yes, Chris Benoit, he feels wrestling-wise, should be in the Hall of Fame. So that's 2 for 2. Vickie Guerrero thinks so. Filet thinks so. That leads me to you guys and what you think. And I'll kick it off. As the lead member of this unit, I will tell you guys how I feel. As somebody who loved Chris Benoit, I will be totally honest with you. There is no place that they could possibly put him in this Hall of Fame, whether they make an actual Hall of Fame that you can touch, a physical Hall of Fame, or whether this just becomes a figurative Hall of Fame like it is right now, and it's just these names are in a imaginary place. It doesn't matter. I don't see how they could ever put Chris Benoit in there. Because how would you do it? Would you honestly have the ceremony and you have you have this whole ceremony for Chris Benoit and everybody stands up and gives their applause and everybody is honoring Chris Benoit when you know that this guy, or at least what he is accused of, you're talking about homicide, you're talking about murdering people in himself. How do we all come together as human beings and throw a ceremony for someone like that? So just the thought of it, it's impossible to do. From a business standpoint, WWE could never do that. It took them every fiber in their being to put Chyna in there after the whole porn thing, and because of Stephanie and Triple H and what they have now, and what Triple H and Chyna used to have. And I'm sure they wanted to put DX in as a group, and that's when they said, shit, we have to put Chyna in now. Do you honestly think they would ever put Chris Benoit in a ceremony format into the Hall of Fame? No, I'm telling you. So now we're talking about the legacy wing, right? That's where they don't really throw a ceremony, but they drop a bunch of names. So are you just going to squeeze him in the middle and think that there's not going to be a lot of buzz about this? You're just going to throw in Billy Buttfuck McGee and Danny Dipshit Dugenheimer and, oh yeah, Chris Benoit and Shelly McTigglewitz. No, you're going to actually stop people in their tracks. Wait, did you say Chris Benoit? WWE would get so much bad publicity for this. I'm telling you, you can't just stuff her between Danny Dipshit Dugenheimer and Bianca Bottletits. You're not going to do that. So no matter, I should say, if you put him in with a ceremony and all the pageantry that goes along with it, or you stuff him in the legacy wing, there's no way WWE, as a trading public company, could take that big of a risk. And I can finally say, guys, I don't blame them on that one. There's no way if I'm heading a company, I'm putting anybody who committed murder on the top of my in my Hall of Fame. No, I don't care what you did and how good you did it. So I agree with Vince McMahon and WWE on this one, guys. There's no way I am honoring somebody just because they were good at something. I don't care if you were the best Yahtzee player, the best tennis player, the best badminton player, the best Monopoly player, the best hot dog eating competition competitor. I don't care what you were the best at. If you committed murder to a woman, to an innocent woman and a little innocent child, then no, you should not be in any Hall of Fame because nobody cares how good you were at something. They know how horrible you became. And I don't care what drugs made you get to that level. I don't care what steroids you were taking. I don't care what happened to get to that point. The point is, that point drastically occurred. It's something that happened. And when all the authorities were done with their research and investigation, The conclusion that they came up with was that Benoit did this shit. I know there's conspiracy theorists out there. Benoit didn't do it. Now, if that ever comes to light and you guys are right and Benoit didn't do it, then yes, obviously this is a different ball game. Guess what? You have no different research and you have no different investigation than the investigators that did the investigation. Are you keeping track? This is a hot topic, so I want to get out all my thoughts on this, guys, and make sure I'm not missing anything. So if it seems like I'm amplified, I am. Because I just don't see how people can just look past something so devastating, so tragic, just because he was good at his career. I don't give a fuck. You lost all that when you committed, I don't know, murder. You lost it all. You know, I respect what Vickie Guerrero has to say because she knew him personally. And a lot of people probably would be like that, man. Jericho would probably say, yeah, he deserves to be in there. And all of Chris Benoit's good pals from back in the day and people that he knew, obviously, they're going to sing a different tune. And to hear this filet guy go, listen, I know this is tragic, but maybe they should, they should get the, I'm all right with forgiving people in second chances. Trust me, if I wasn't given second, third, fourth, and fifth chances in life, I wouldn't be here right now. I assure you, in multiple different ways. So I'm loving forgiving people and giving second chances, even third and fourths. But sometimes, certain things take you out of certain discussions. I feel that double murder and suicide, or whatever they're calling it, I feel that kind of takes you out of any Hall of Fame you were ever going to be in. That's my personal belief. But this video isn't just about my belief, or Van Fillet, or Vickie Guerrero. This is about my amplified unit. How do you guys feel about this? You don't have to write a whole long comment, but just give me a yes or a no. Do you think Chris Benoit should be in the WWE Hall of Fame, even after what occurred and what we know of as of today anyway, what occurred on that tragic night when Nancy and little Daniel were murdered and Chris Benoit took his own life? That's what we're told. That's what the investigators investigated and found out. So conspiracy theorists aside, unless you have actual factual new information that we don't know about, that is what we do know. That was the conclusion. So even after that, do you think there is a place in the Hall of Fame for Chris Benoit and he should be celebrated professionally? And just personally, he shouldn't be. Is that how you feel about it? Or do you think absolutely not? The day he committed those heinous acts is the day he lost those rights to get celebrated in any format, in any way, on any platform. I'm on the latter. I do not think, and I loved Chris Benoit growing up, man, but I do not feel he should be celebrated on any platform at all. How do you guys feel? I'm really interested to see if this is going to turn out kind of equal or if one side or the other is going to be lopsided. I really want to know, so I ask you guys to participate. If you don't feel comfortable doing so, because it is a touchy subject, I totally understand. But anybody who does have a moment to just put yes or no. Yes, you think Benoit should be in, or no, you do not believe he should be in. That's it. I don't need essays, guys. Please don't give me paragraphs explaining yourself, because I honestly have a lot going on this weekend. I probably won't be able to read all of it. I'm just being honest with you. No matter how many coffee lines I'm in this weekend. I can just read the yes or no's, and I'm serious. I'm going to tally this up. And I really want to know what you guys think, man. Because everyone has their own opinion. I understand. Everyone has their own thought process. And I'm pretty sure if you're a pro wrestling fan, we all loved Chris Benoit. So we all just want to be like, yeah, maybe there's a way we could squeak him in. But, this is beyond just forgiving somebody. You know what I mean? This isn't just like an accident and somebody's life was taken. No, this was premeditated. And then a cover-up. And then, this was... Yeah, man, this isn't just an accident, guys. People didn't just lose their lives in an accident and then we're like, all right, he should be forgiven. It was an accident. much more tragic. And I don't know how we could just go ahead and say, and again, what way? What way do we celebrate that? Do we actually do it like he's one of them that we actually are celebrating? He has an inductor, we all stand up, we applaud, we hear fun stories about Chris Benoit? Or do we do a legacy and they just announce him and he's quietly put in there? But you still have to announce it. It's still going to raise a buzz. People aren't just going to let it go away. Oh, did they say Billy Buttfuck McGee, Danny Dipshit Dugenheimer, Bianca Bottletits, and Chris Benoit? Wow! Benoit was named? You're not just going to slip that in, man. That's going to capture some attention. And that's attention that when you're a publicly traded company at the level of WWE, do you really want that? If you're a businessman with any brain cells in your dome piece, no, that's not the attention you want. The voting is on now, man. Let's see what you guys think. I'm really interested to see yes or no. Because this is really going to make me see, am I just in the minority here? Or is there a lot more people that think like me? Or am I just do I got to be more forgiving to a level I've never thought possible? I have no idea. I'll shut up. I'll let you guys answer. For now, guys, again, it's a double video day. If you did not catch the Bailey video that I put out earlier today, it'll be in one of these corners right now. And I will see you guys Tuesday for Raw's review and reaction video. For now, the Amplified Man, baby. Yeah! Check you!